Hey guys, it's Mike here, and Dragon Ball Super has really been a roller coaster of a series. There have been some great highs, and there have also been some pretty bad lows. However, despite criticizing the series throughout its run, there will definitely be some things that I will miss when it comes to an end. So in this video, I'm going to be listing off 5 things I'll miss when Dragon Ball Super comes to an end. Number 5. Watching a new Dragon Ball series. Now the first one may seem obvious, but watching a new Dragon Ball series as it unfolds is a cool experience. Watching as a new episode airs, the reaction of those seeing it for the first time, and seeing something new as it comes out is an experience you can't really get from watching a series after it has aired. And while binge watching can be more convenient and offer a fuller picture, you don't really get that excitement that comes with waiting a week to see what happens next, and speculating just what will happen to Goku and friends in the weeks to come. So that certainly has a place on this list. Number 4. Increased interest in Dragon Ball. Now, although Dragon Ball will not be ending with Super, as there is a new film already in development, it's unquestionable that Dragon Ball Super has created a large boom in interest among the Dragon Ball community. Fans new and old alike have started watching Dragon Ball Super and gotten invested in the story, which has led to it becoming more popular again. We can see this on the internet with YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and all other forms of social media. But beyond this, Dragon Ball Super is now talked about openly. It's great going to local stores and seeing Dragon Ball shirts, Blu-rays, and merchandise available, and hearing people talk about Super not only in the English, but the Japanese as well, is pretty cool. It really shows the current landscape and how appealing a Dragon Ball series can be. And while it's possible that fan interest will stay strong with the English dub continuing and the upcoming movie, it may be hard to top or match what we saw with Dragon Ball's first real new series since GT. Number 3. Seeing our favorite characters. And another thing I'll miss is seeing our cast of Goku and friends, as well as all of the new characters Dragon Ball Super has introduced to us. Over the course of Super, I've grown to really like Beerus, Whis, Jocko, and these new characters who have now become a fixture of the franchise. And seeing our main characters, even just living their lives in slice-of-life content, is a lot of fun. Seeing these characters, how they interact, and what they go through is one of the main reasons I wanted to see further Dragon Ball to begin with. And while at times the writing and representations of Goku, Gohan, and some of the others can be off, depending upon the plot of the new film and how it performs, we may not be seeing these characters again for a while to come. So I'll definitely miss them while they're gone. Number 2. Awesome Dragon Ball fights. And of course, one of the other biggest draws of Dragon Ball Super was seeing new Dragon Ball fights. Be it the fight between Goku and Hit, Majin Buu and Basil, or Goku and Kefla, Super has had its share of awesome fights. And while many of these fights in Super have been rather quick, the series format has likely resulted in more fights than would happen if it remained as films. The Tournament of Power being a big example of this, because if Toei tried to compress the tournament down into a single 90-minute film, it's possible that we may have missed out on some fun moments along the way. And while some of the fights in Super and especially Dragon Ball Z can be too padded, a series format can help expand fights in beneficial ways that a film often cannot, such as adding further development to characters we've seen grow throughout the prior series. Now, we may be in for some more awesome fights in the upcoming Dragon Ball film, but it may be hard to top some of what we've seen in Dragon Ball Super, but that waits to be seen. Number 1. Seeing new adventures in series form. And finally, what I'll miss most is seeing the continuing adventures of Goku and friends in series form. As I touched upon throughout this list, watching a franchise like Dragon Ball in series format often affords a different experience than watching in any other way. In the series series format and how a large overarching story played out over many episodes was one of the biggest factors in me becoming a fan of the franchise in the first place, as many other series at the time that I started had a far looser continuity and less focus on a greater story. And the way the series format is used, to keep the audiences in suspense with cliffhanger episodes, or even sometimes to take detours to give us more slice of life, are really storytelling flares that often help to enhance the larger story being told. Dragon Ball Super existed in part to tell the story of what happened during the 10-year time skip between Buu and Oob, and as such, it's accomplished that particular goal. But the question of the future of Goku and friends after Goku flies off with Oob is still very much in the air, and when we will actually see more adventures with our main characters is a question that we don't really know the answer to. But it's possible that Dragon Ball will take a different route in the future, and this will be the last time that we see Goku and friends on their main adventures in series format. Personally, I would be fine with that. I would like to see Dragon Ball make a shift in focus, and I think telling future stories in films and then using series to tell side stories and spin-offs would be a really good idea. This would also give those behind the films more time to produce even better and more consistent content that will stand the test of time. However, with that being said, I will miss watching these adventures unfold in series format, as I had a lot of fun along the way. Alright guys, so these have been 5 things I'll miss when Dragon Ball Super comes to an end. Let me know your thoughts down below, and tell me what are 5 things that you're going to miss when Dragon Ball Super ends. And make sure to stick around, because there's a lot more to come in the future.
Yeah, and you better subscribe, enable those damn notifications.